So today, we had a family who's already had a crisis happen. They lost their daughter in a crime. And today, during the course and scope of that, we had an individual who went over to a house, the actual house where the crime scene was, and actually get into the house and claim adverse possession of the house. He seems to be picking houses where there's been a crime or there's been a death, and knows that the people or the owners of the home are away. There's chaos going on, and he tries to go over and use a legal process called adverse possession. So he actually went into the home. He changed the locks. He put cameras up. He did a lot of stuff to show that he was now possessing that house. Well, as of today, this afternoon, our office, in conjunction with the attorney that represents the family of the deceased, went over and repossessed the house for the family. I had heard about this case. We were contacted by the family to intervene and get help, but this is very much akin to a squatter, and to take advantage of a family when they're already hurting, when they already have chaos in their lives. They lost a daughter. Somebody lost, the children lost the mother, and of course the father's over in Italy. And so we stepped in and did the necessary legal work. There is a current criminal investigation going on by my office into this individual, so I don't want to name him. But I will tell you we have an ongoing criminal investigation going on right now. But I am happy to report that we did return this house. We did get a locksmith along with the attorney representing the family to go and take the house back. And I am just so pleased about that. Any way that we can help this family that's going through so much is part of our job. It's part of what we do at the Constable's office. So I just wanted to report that this family has got their house back, and we do have an active current criminal investigation going on right now into the individual that did this.
When you first heard of this, could you believe it? What was going through your mind?
We have had cases like this before. That's why the Texas legislature enacted new laws, squatter laws, that give law enforcement a whole lot more leeway into dealing with these. We had a case many years ago in the Heights where a woman died but left all of her power and her water, everything on auto debit. And somebody broke into the house and was driving her car around and all kinds of stuff, but we had no complainant at the time. So I'm appreciative of the legislature to give us new laws that we can work in. And in this case, we worked very collaboratively with the district attorney's office and made sure we did everything by the book.
What was the legal process for it? It wasn't a search warrant, was it?
No, it was, you have to give a vacate notice. You have to go through the process of vacating, putting up the notices saying that, nobody's allowed to. We had to get paperwork from the family, making sure that nobody gave permission for this individual to be there. It's just working the case piece by piece. And we did the proper notices. We put the proper notices on the home. We did everything textbook by the book in order to ensure that this house, the husband's over in Italy. So we had no way of really talking to him. So we had to just, dot our I's and cross the T's to make sure that there was no side agreement going on with anybody, and there wasn't. And we suspected that there wasn't, but we had to go through all of the necessary steps to ensure that, we were on the right legal footing.
With regard to the investigation, are you able to talk about what charges you're pursuing?
I don't want to talk about that yet, but I can tell you there's a history of this with this individual. And once we actually go and file charges potentially on him, you will be called again, because I think there's a much bigger process that's going on right now. But I don't want to go into any details about the current investigation.
Is this an eviction process? Because people have tried to evict him before, but it hasn't worked.
Well, you go through all of the legal steps. So that's just one piece of it. There's also the new squatters law that allows, gives us more latitude. We had to meet those guidelines as well. So, and there is that piece of showing that nobody's supposed to be at the house. We posted notice, all of that.
Is your office also working with the county attorney's office on the civil investigation?
We always work with them, but that's a separate item. They're really doing that. I'll always work with the county attorney's office. But ours is more of a criminal matter.
And obviously the documents that he's filed have his name and a company listed. Is
Yeah.
that the company and name that your office is looking into?
I can just tell you that you're probably on the right track. We are looking at that, but you never know if it stops there. So I just really don't want to get into the criminal side of this matter. I can confirm for you today that we are actively and have been actively working a criminal case.
Constable, was this person inside of the home when you all arrived earlier today, and
No.
what have they said?
No, he was not there. And he was not there. That's really all I want to say about that. He was not there. We cleared the house. He was not present. But he had put up cameras all around the house. So anybody that would approach the home, he was able to speak to through the camera. So, you know, you wouldn't know if he's inside the house or if he was, you know, in another country.
Did you
We
find
know-
anything inside?
Sorry?
Did you find anything inside?
Find anything inside? I mean, we found the home.
His belongings though, or were the family
No,
belongings still there?
no. As far as we could tell, the family belongings were still there.
Were the cameras still working when
Yes.
you guys took them down?
Yes.
Did he talk to investigators through the cameras today?
No, he did not.
Anything besides the cameras taken from the home?
From our perspective, did we take anything else? We took any and all evidence that we needed to further our criminal investigation.
Any documents or anything?
I don't want to go into anything that's going to involve the criminal investigation, but I can tell you anything and everything needed to establish a crime, we took.
Do you think he's working with other people or on his own?
Hard to tell, and I don't want to close the door and say today if he's working with others. I can tell you we'll get to the bottom of all of it. We will. This family deserves nothing less. It's tragic what happened to this woman and the family. And to be victimized yet again right after a tragedy that struck this family is just unconscionable. So from our,
Telling you.
you know, we're talking with lawyers. So, you know, it's important, you know, you got children involved here, so children clearly have part of this estate. And obviously want to protect children's rights and children's interests. And, you know, they're going to be going through a lot in their life with the circumstances that are going on. So we feel for them. We feel for her family greatly. And there's others. I'm finding out now through this investigation that there are other cases similar to this. And we are open for business. Please contact us if there's been a family that has lost somebody through crime or otherwise, and people are trying to come over and take property and use a legal process to try to take property. From my perspective, it's just unconscionable. So we are looking into another case as we speak as well. So we are open for business. If people have this problem, your constable's offices are some of the best situated to manage these cases from all fronts.
When the family discovered that the property had been altered and they had HPD come to the house, HPD told us that it was then referred to the constable's office. How long now has your office actually been investigating?
Oh, probably 2 weeks. It's probably been about 2 weeks since we got involved, and we have been hot and heavy on it ever since. There's a lot of stuff I can tell you. We've done a lot of stuff on the case. I just can't get into what we've done yet. I don't want to say what we've done yet, but we've done a lot of work in a very small window of time to bring justice to this family and right the wrong.
Without giving anybody any ideas.
Yeah.
How easy is it to do something like this, and what do you guys have to do to keep it from happening?
You know, we've done quit claim deed fraud cases where you can just go over to the courthouse It usually happens with people that have raw land that live out of state and they never come to see their land, and somebody will run over to the clerk's office and do a quit claim deed on the property fraudulently. So we have investigated and we have charged people in the past with that. This person does feel like they know the law. Unfortunately, they don't. And, this person has been dealt with in this space before. So this will be another case. And, but we're telling the public, we're telling people, especially after a crime has happened, such as murder at your house, to be looking out for somebody that may be trying to do this, because they exploit that sad situation.
You call him akin to a squatter, but what sets him apart from a squatter?
It really is a squatter, but he's doing it more on the adverse possession side. When you adversely possess a property, you've got to meet the elements of adverse possession, and that is you've got to say the property's yours, you have to maintain it by cutting the grass, you have to pay the taxes, and you have to be on and occupy the property, I think it's greater than 20 years. So it's a long, laborious process that you've got to meet. That's not the case here. This guy's is claiming adverse possession, but we don't know the motive yet on what he's benefiting by doing this. Where is his payday, so to speak? Where is he getting a benefit from this type of behavior?
It seems like in the past, the issues that he's run into criminally and civilly have all been kind of one-offs.
Mm-hmm.
Is this investigation looking at him holistically and all of the cases?
Yes, absolutely. And as many cases as we find that point to him, we're going to do our best to investigate those and add those to our investigation.
So how did the family find out that somebody was living there? Did the neighbors tell them?
Yeah, they've got thankfully, they've got a great group of neighbors that care about the family. And so I believe it was a neighbor who called and said somebody's over at the house and nobody should be there. Yeah, they've got a wonderful network of neighbors, and I'm appreciative of that. I really am. Neighbors watching neighbors is how we do our job every single day.
I know you said you can't go into details as far as the charges, but are they going to be misdemeanors, felonies?
Felonies.
Okay.
I can't say that. Yeah. We aren't messing around, and I'm going to tell you this, there's a special place for this person. Again, this family has suffered greatly. Imagine losing a mother who's a parent of children, and the manner in which the allegation is. It's sad and it's unconscionable, and I just and it's part of our job. So I mean, we are here to investigate crimes, and this is a crime, not a question. It's a crime. So we stay tuned. We'll be wrapping that criminal case up fairly soon, and we will let you know when we do, and y'all will get all the details.
Do you hope to arrest him soon?
I do. I hope.
Are you going to give us like any other info? Or
No.
Are you looking out for him, or do you know where he is?
I don't want to say. I don't want to say. All I can tell you is that we will be dealing with him soon. Absolutely. Prayerfully. Anybody else?
Do you know if he's going to be charged, or if this is all going to come down with his current pending misdemeanor cases?
I believe he will be charged.